David, reverend gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Having spoken to many learned orators in preparation for tonight, I was told that my speech should last no longer than the groom takes to make love. So thank you and good night.
I'll have you know I've had a cigarette by now.
As part of my research, it would seem that the best man's role is to sing the groom's praises and tell you all about his good points. Well, I'm very sorry to say, I can't sing and I won't lie. Every now and then we get a rare opportunity to speak of a man who is witty, charming, intelligent and good looking. Although I really shouldn't talk about myself. Tonight it's all about David. I'm sure you'll all agree it's been a wonderful day so far, and unfortunately every silver lining has a cloud, and that cloud comes in the form of me. For those who don't know me, my name is Richard Fingeret, and David and I have been good friends for the best part of 40 years. I'm slightly perplexed about the title of best man. If I am the best man, why is Caroline marrying David? So much rather say, for today only, I am a good man, and David is the best man. The end.
You wish.
David was born December the 5th, 1969. Eight. With an earshot of the Bow Bells in London. That makes him a true cock. Sorry, cockney. Something that has remained true for the rest of his life. His sexual prowess was shown at a very early age, whilst at Miss Davis's primary school, aged 6. When he persuaded the young girl to show him her knickers for a small fee of 1p. As a baby, I'm going to leave it there. As a baby growing up in the Israel household, he would never go to sleep without his dad Joe taking him for a drive. I think this is where David gets his penchant for cars. And when it comes to crashing cars, David is something of an expert. Sadly, I don't have enough time to mention all of them, so I thought I'd pick on some of his finest catastrophes. Before David had even passed his driving test, he'd managed to crash Joe's car right outside of the house, bringing down a telegraph pole and causing thousands of pounds worth of damage in the process. Also, not realising what the cigarette lighter was for, he forced a coin into the lighter socket, and in doing so, burnt out all the electrics of the car. As a small boy, David had a fascination with Herbie, the magical number 53 VW Beetle. He really thought all cars had a voice and personality, just as in the movies. And when David was naughty at home, Joe's car, which he affectionately referred to as Herbie, would seemingly get annoyed, screech his tyres. Little did David know that it was only Joe sat in the drive revving the engine. And when David was good, he would mark his good behaviour by feeding Herbie buttered toast as a reward. It wasn't uncommon for Joe to find a piece of buttered toast protruding from its bonnet. As David continued to struggle to separate real life from fiction, he became scared of Tony the Tiger from the front. And when the advert came on, David would leap behind the sofa with his eyes covered in fright, fearing an imminent tiger attack. That is if he hadn't already set fire to it. And fright is exactly what Joe got when he received a call from a worried parent said that David had collapsed in a heap on the grass, completely and utterly intoxicated, aged 14. As most parents would want to teach their kids a lesson in the art of getting drunk, Joe was quite happy to leave David in the garden till the following morning. Over the years, David has accomplished many things, from his early days at Leeds Grammar School to becoming president of the Student Union while studying at that famous seat of learning, Oxford Polytechnic. In the working world, David has followed a number of different career paths, from selling insurance to helping Joe in the family estate agency business. But David has really found his niche when it came to extracting money from people's pockets. He has worked for UGIA in London and more recently left his role of Director of Fundraising and Development at the West Yorkshire Playhouse. Outside of work, David has always been a frustrated actor, treading the boards from village halls to the city varieties, dressed often in his pink suits. Perhaps I may have misheard somebody recently when they described him as a budding thespian. And whilst on the subject of strange clothes, I will spare David blushes and not tell you all about his love for his new wife's underwear. So far as to say,
Don't look like you're 14.
Carol Ann won't be the only one today with a matching pair of silk briefs. I could not do this speech without recalling a great friend of David and I, the late Mike Bradley. For a number of years, they lived together like the odd couple. A standout memory of days gone by was when the three of us, aged about 18, went down to the Old Gaiety pub in Leeds, in Dave's Ransomobile, be careful how I say this, to buy some hashish from a local Caribbean gentleman. After deliberating for what seemed like hours, it was decided that David would approach the man with £10 in hand to negotiate the best deal. Very shortly, he returned with a black substance, wrapped in cling film. Well, we thought, it was that easy. Flushed with confidence in David's ability to source the best drugs at a knockdown price, we hastily sped back to my old flat to share the spoils. However, on closer inspection, it turned out that David had actually bought was a lump of Goodyear car tyre. So much for getting stoned. Instead, we just got tired.
Yay!
I know it's the best man's tradition to wax lyrical about how many girlfriends the groom has had, but I don't want to get into all that male posturing. I find it all offensive to the bride. But I have to say, David, number 72 is definitely your finest.
You're 72.
Should have been blonde. David is smart, warm, funny and caring. Carol Ann deserves a good husband. So thank God that you married her before she found one. And now that you are married, your level of domesticity needs to greatly improve. You must find where the kitchen is and learn what all those mysterious appliances contained within it actually do. Gone are the days of hitting speed dial and waiting 30 minutes. Carol Ann, I'm sure I speak for everyone today to say how radiantly happy and beautiful you look, along with bridesmaids Nina, Jane, Courtney, Carla and Susan. However, it's your big day, don't think you can't get away with a few home truths. When you think of Caroline, you think of warm-hearted, funny, loving, and a fantastic sister to the rest of the Clawson clan. Well, that's not all true. She once tried to push a peanut up her brother's nose, resulting in a visit to the casualty department at the LGI.
The doctor asked if she wanted to eat.
Dipsy also springs to mind. She's renowned for spotted table dancing and falling into barbecues, often powered by the old vodka or fork. She once flashed breasts in Millennium Square, culminating in appearance on the big screen. The people who survive these stories will remain nameless, but I thank them all. As you go through life together, always love and respect each other. Be there for one another, and never forget to say I'm sorry when you've messed up. Never go to sleep angry or on an argument. Stay up and fight instead. There's my drink. An amazing woman once said, "To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world." Caroline and David, I wish you all the best for now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a toast to the bride and groom.
Bride and groom.